people who are saying that marriage is not useful, it is because they are having good time. They have maybe lots of women, they have lots of men, so they are trying to fool themselves and think marriage is not useful. But for me, it is important for somebody to understand marriage is very important.
So a lot of people are going into marriages assuming that they have to do it. I'm not saying it's not useful, Sindio. I'm saying in certain locations.
Okay, two options here. You found her red-handed, or there are evidence, you've stumbled upon evidence that shows your wife has been cheating on you.
The moment,
so what are you going to do?
The moment, the moment nimepata hivi, kuna separation tayari. The moment nimefind hivi, exactly hivi, there must be separation.
Kisai kama vile Phil na nani na Kate wame split, sindio?
Yeah.
Anybody who says this was bound to happen is going to be called a hater. But it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen from the start. And not only for them, it's bound to happen for all the rest of us who are getting into relationships where there are two men.
We've been having a lot of divorces happening all over the place. It has attracted a lot of people to weigh in on whether marriage is still something that people should pursue or something that has been overtaken by time. So my question to you is, do you still think marriage is still useful in the modern era?
Marriage is very useful. For me, I think it is very useful because we have to keep on taking it to another generation.
Okay.
Like in our days of our fathers, in the days of our grandfathers, there was a family.
Okay.
As long as we want to keep families going on, we must embrace marriage because it is very important for people to get married. Most people, they think it is not important, but after some days when you're getting older, you start realizing, I wish I could have somebody to spend my life with. Yeah, so I think people who are saying that marriage is not useful, it is because they are having good time. They have maybe lots of women, they have lots of men, so they are trying to fool themselves and think marriage is not useful. But for me, it is important for somebody to understand marriage is very important.
What about you, Ashira?
Well, asking whether marriage is useful today depends on a few things. First of all, I've mentioned this before, it depends on location.
Okay.
So when you ask whether marriage is useful, it's like asking whether postage stamps are useful.
It's like asking what?
Postage stamps, like writing a letter, sending it to your girlfriend or sending it to your friend. But when was the last time you sent a letter?
But why do you conflate the two? Because marriage is something that is still happening, and people no longer send letters.
People are still sending letters.
But not like they used to.
Exactly. So why?
Because we now have emails and phone calls. Yeah.
We have text messaging.
Yes.
There was a time that it was telegrams.
Yeah. So my question is, why are you conflating it with marriage?
I'm saying that everything that we use as human beings is a technology or a tool that we use for our own benefit. It's not that the technology is made for us, not the other way around. So a lot of people are going into marriages assuming that they have to do it. I'm not saying it's not useful, Sindio. I'm saying in certain locations it is. I've been listening to this UFC fighter, this retired UFC fighter called Khabib. And he's married with children, Sindio. And he talks about his community where he comes from. It's something very important to them, and it builds a structure and for their own tradition. But nikiangalia watu wa Nairobi are not qualified to be married.
Why?
Watu wa Nairobi, they are very dishonest. Because why are they? I've said this before. They are going into weddings. They're not going to marriages. All in all, if you're going with pure intentions and whatnot, go ahead and do it. Sindio. First of all, the guys are kind of being pressured to go into it because if you really give them a few drinks for them to start talking about it, they don't want to get married, Sindio, because they are still hustling and whatnot. Because it takes longer for a guy to establish himself.
That's true.
You have to wait until you are like 40. A chick who's 19 has the world is her oyster.
She's at her prime.
And then when it comes to the ladies who are pressuring the guys to get married, they are it's a ticket to get out of the street. And these are the wrong reasons to get into the marriage. These are the wrong reasons.
So if I'm getting you correctly, you feel like marriage has not really been overtaken by events, but people are going into marriage for the wrong reasons. Like compare na kitambo, there used to be reasons why someone...
The only reason for getting a marriage is to protect the children. There's a reason why you have to love this other person. As long as you don't despise them. So as long as you don't despise them. Okay, like you had a good relationship with your dad.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yes.
So you could say you loved your dad.
Sindio? Yes.
So you love your dad. Sindio?
I still love him.
You still love him.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah.
So like, why do you love your dad? Is he the most perfect person on the planet?
No.
He's not the most perfect person on the planet. Sindio? But you've been around this person from the day you were born till today. If you're around that, even if you are around a cat for that long, you're going to develop an affection with that cat, with that dog.
Okay.
It's just a matter of proximity.
Goja, there's this thing people always say, I've forgotten the term for it, the scientific term for it, where by mtu huanza sijui kukua ni kama you start liking someone who's been torturing you. What's the name of that?
The Stockholm Syndrome.
Stockholm Syndrome. So do you think like relationship children and their parents is more of like Stockholm Syndrome?
The children need the parents because they are completely useless without them. Ndio kwa maana mtoto akipotea anaanza kulia.
Okay.
So unanipata? We have this romanticized idea about human beings as if I was half listening to a podcast a friend of mine had put on. It was 3 ladies who were talking, and they were talking about their broken relationships and whatnot, and they would keep on mentioning about love and love and love. Going into a relationship for love is one of the... It's okay. Think about marriage like you're running a shop. Sindio? That shop is for it to be successful. It's not about love. It's about routine. Wanipata?
Yeah.
Mkate inawekwa hapa, maziwa inawekwa pale, cash register iko hapa, madeni zinaandikwa kwa hii kitabu,
stock daily
inaandikwa hapa. Sinaona, it's very boring, but none of that stuff is in the movies. They are selling love. Love is an emotion, like anger. Sindio?
Yeah.
Look at the person you love the most on the planet. Maybe it's a family member, it's your mother. There is a time you were so angry with this person, you could have imagined even hitting them or even killing them. But you still love this person. Sindio? So at that moment when you were so angry with this person, did you love them? No, you did not love them. There was not a hint of love in the emotions you were feeling for this person. So just imagine you go ahead and take a panga and kill your mom because you were angry, because probably she came to your bedroom and she ripped up your posters.
Okay.
So that's the same reason as going into a marriage for love or getting a divorce because you haven't felt love in a few months. So it's a permanent decision for a temporary problem.
So in your case, you feel like what therefore should guide marriage? Is it should you just go and marry someone whom you feel you love, or someone whom you can tolerate?
Somebody who's qualified.
Like, so, okay.
Somebody who's qualified.
So give me these qualifications.
Because you are unique. A good mother and a father who can provide, and a mother who's who's kind to children and young and viable. So it's not rocket science.
There's a I was at Jagero's podcast, and I remember he was asking me what I will look for in a woman who I want to marry. Nikamwambia, like, the first thing I'll ask is whether this lady comes from a complete family. He comes from a complete family. That's one. And two, whether the mom and dad are still together or they get along. And then number 3, whether her, as the woman I intend to marry, whether she is in a good relationship with her own father. It's even like better if she and her father are best of friends.
And those are signs and symptoms of what? Because you've noticed a certain pattern, certain behaviors in people who have such structures.
Yes.
And certain behaviors and certain tendencies in people who are lacking in such structures.
Yeah.
So those are tayari wewe mwenyewe maybe you can't formalize that word itself exactly of what trait you are looking for, but umecheki kuna red flags zingine zu pop kama kuna vitu ziko missing. So unanipata?
Yes.
Look for instance like the places kuna the highest levels of crime anywhere on the planet zinakuanga highly congested areas without fathers and a lot of young boys.
Yes.
Sindio? Nilikuanga, there was a time I was in Udhiru, a friend of mine who's also in production. I was doing some editing for him. So tunaenda kwa hao, we buy food, we cook a lot of food, we buy whatever drinks we need. Tunajua tunakaa hapa overnight paka asubuhi paka kesho, take turns to edit kufanya job. It's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
So mimi natoka nje naenda kwa ule mama wa mboga pale hivyo kwa kakemboga. Mimi I'm just standing over there. Kabaridi kamenichapa, I'm just chilling waiting for her to cut the sukuma and what not, inachagua manyanya and what not. Sindio? Other guys in the house wanapanga. And then they're talking about their kids. And then one of the ladies has a problem because she has 3 boys and there's no father at home. And she's complaining that it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare because utapata watu hiyo wameingia ndani ya tank. Utapata watu hiyo wamesukuma nini, wameingia vita, wamefanya nini.
Hii inanikumbusha ile story yenye your dad was not always present the way your mom is present. But whenever your dad was at home, like he didn't even need to say anything. Everything was just in order.
Bro,
even the his presence alone ilikuwa yani ina scream authority.
Even the mention of his name, wacha his presence. Kwa sababu mama alikuwa anasema ngoja babako afike. The rest of the day manze mna behave poa. Si unanipata? So there is hizo structures inakanga nikiambia wase when people try to formulate ways of working.
There's something I still don't understand. And I think I speak for most people when I say this, that even in the African setup, wale wenye tumereiziwa in the 90s, we feared our dads, yes. We respected our dads, yes. But the beatings, most of the beatings, 90% of the beatings, we got them from our moms. But still, we didn't really fear our mothers like that. So, you as I explain, Aje.
Because she's tender and she has a nice voice and she loves you.
And I think a father has kind of authority. You cannot understanding unless you become one. Yeah, a father, maybe if you hear that, I'll tell your dad, you can imagine if she has been beating me like this, and she's referring me to my dad, so my dad is stronger than her. I can imagine what it can happen. And the only thing I can talk about why marriages, people, they think it is not relevant the way it used to be. Again, most people, they get into marriage like, what am I going to benefit from this marriage? But marriage is not going to that marriage to say, what am I going to, I want to see if it will work. That has been what women have been
but
saying.
Don't you think people should actually get into marriage
for the benefits?
For the benefits, like there has to be tangible things. And me as a man,
can I tell you something?
Nasema I am marrying because I intend to derive these benefits. For her, she's getting into marriage with me because there are things she also intends to derive their benefits.
If you're a man,
yes.
What do you expect first in that relationship?
Of course, I want a submissive woman.
Okay. And another?
Exclusivity, like he's saying, like just be mine and mine alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
The thing is, let us even forget about the other people or cheating in a marriage. But a man believes now, this is my house. I'm getting a woman to make this to be a home.
Yes.
I will have children, and I want a woman who can be able to take care of my children. Okay. But sometimes when we get into that marriage, when we get in that marriage, you can find that there is some challenges. And I want to tell you, when a woman cannot start cheating just for nothing, and a man listen, and a man, I'm telling you according to my experience.
So you believe that for a woman to cheat on you, you must have done something.
Let me tell you something. I've been I've been attending to some people. Maybe they have been having some misunderstanding in the family. And let me just tell you like this. Once a woman loved you, okay, and she got married to you, you see, when she starts moving outside, there must be a problem, or there must be something that you have not checked well. Why? Because women, there are people who are they expect a lot. They expect a lot from us. The way you used to talk to her when you are dating, they expect you to continue doing that every day. Now priorities change. Maybe you have children, you have to go to work, you can find even she's asking you, when was the last time you took me out? Okay? When was the last? So the thing is, they're so much exposed in a lot of things, maybe in social media.
Kwanza, mimi, I'm still not comfortable with the way you want to blame men.
No, I'm not
for women's cheating. Like, hizo explanations zote ametupea. He's basically blaming men for.
We change the vows. Kate actress na nani na Phil na all other people who are trending right now for divorces and whatnot stood before their families, stood before God, stood before the church, stood before the government, stood before everybody, and said, for better for us, in richness and in poor, forever and ever, amen, until I die. Sindio, those things, those are lies. Those are lies. Sindio, basi kama these things that unapata in some countries kuna even 50% divorces and people are still going into them. It must mean that kuna some very serious advertising for something that's not working in the structure that it is. Sindio, it's much like how they stopped advertising.
But it's weird because of late marriage has not been receiving any fair reviews. Like people seem to be like talking against it. So it beats logic that still every Friday, Saturday and Sunday we have weddings all over the place.
Because it's good business.
Because it's good, and also it's good business for who? For the bride and the groom,
you know, me. For marriage which is not working, we cannot blame even the business because it is your decision that Frank will tell us tomorrow, I want to get married to this woman. And then even some people will ask you, Frank, are you sure you want to spend the rest of your life with this woman? You tell us, you know what, I'm in love, man, I'm in love. So we can't interfere with that. So where can we advise you?
But I cannot marry a woman because I'm in love with her.
No, I'm not trying to say this to make you feel good, but I'm telling you what it is.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from.
I'm telling you.
I get where you're coming from. Yeah.
You know,
like most men, I'm there with you that most men actually do marry because they're in love with this woman, and because they can't imagine their lives without this woman. Up to there, I understand. But those are wrong reasons.
You can allow me to tell you.
Upon a shortage of imagination.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you? You know, I like speaking according to my experience. And what I normally say, as they say, experience is the best teacher. And sometimes experience takes time to teach us.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to teach us. It humbles us. Let me tell you, if you're getting into marriage, basically you are getting into something that it is broken. When it breaks, you'll fix it. Let me tell you, for better, for worse. Do you know what for better, for worse means?
I know what it means, but I do not want to imagine.
Can I tell you?
I do not want to imagine me abiding by that.
If you don't want to imagine that, then my advice will be don't get into that thing.
No.
Because you don't know how it works.
How about this?
For better or for worse, your wife will get you in bed with another woman.
Listen,
for better or for worse, she will forgive you. For better or for worse, you will get her with another man. For better or for worse, she'll say, baby, you know, this guy lied to me and I have forgiven her. You know, that is why, you know, when you're meant to do something, and I was telling some people, I like telling people, you can be a presenter, you can be an editor, and when you do it, you are doing just as usual. You know how to do it. It is easy for you. But when I try, it is so hard for me.
Ngoja kwanza, Cosmos. What about the vows? What do you therefore think? Mbona tusizi rewrite? Like instead of for better or for worse, we should just write until
we put performance contracts.
Yes,
performance contract.
Because you're saying,
Can I tell you where the problem is?
Because they say that phrase is full of shit.
Can I tell you where the problem is?
Jay-Z and Beyonce have a performance contract.
Yes, they have a performance contract.
Do you know where the problem is coming? When they say there is a Chinese saying that says same tigers, they cannot rule the same mountain. This is where problems are coming from. And then this white wedding, this is something that was brought to us by Western countries. Okay? In older days, my grandfather used to tell me, when you love a woman, you'll go to her parents' place, and you will organize. The wedding was to transfer the dowry from your family to their family. But nowadays, the wedding has...
To transfer what? The wealth or dowry?
Dowry. You go to negotiate a dowry.
This is what you call wealth. It's like two families coming together and merging wealth.
Yeah.
It's checky. Bado, checky. Traditions are like language. The language that you speak, the mother tongue that you speak.
You would speak to the mic.
The mother tongue that you speak or the language that you speak it emerges from the environment you live. So the Luo wako hapo kando ya maji, walikuwa kule kwa mlima. Sinaona. Shangi kaanza kutokea Nairobi because of all these tribes meeting up and stuff. Sinaona. So the technologies, they pop up from the people. Sinaona. I do agree with him when it comes to the matters of the white weddings. It's something complete. It's
so you feel like it's very problematic.
Ni chakula ya nje imeletwa hapa ndani alafu mnakuwa force-fed in a sense. Ndio. So for instance, utapata the first monogamous families in our lineage or our dads. Before that, our grandfathers going way back were all polygamous. Sindio? And from ukianza ku observe, like the people who are lucky enough to meet all the wives of their grandfathers and whatnot, they were living large. They are living pretty good. In fact, I can say they were living much better than most of the ladies squeeze wanaishi with their husbands in frustration kule hivyo. Unapata msee amepark gari yake, somebody is parking his car outside, he's on his phone until 10:30.
Hataki kuingia kwa nyumba.
Hiyo ni kisirani gani kwa?
Kwa hivyo unasema, kwa hivyo huyu msee angekuwa na bibi kaa wawili ama watatu, akikuja kama huyu bibi mwingine amembo, ataenda kwa ule mwingine mwenye kutoka tu kwa gari anaingia kwa nyumba direct.
The vast majority of men are not qualified to marry. Hiyo ni kitu kingine. Kwa sababu even if you
but see also the vast majority of women are not qualified to be anyone's wife.
Ukiangalia nini, ndio kwa maana nasema you have to start from the perspective of what is marriage for. It's for the structure of the kids. It's not for you to be in love. Ukitaka in love enda Pornhub. Unasikia ama ununue pombe. Cheki, kukua in love ni
ende Pornhub.
Enda Pornhub ama nini, because it can take time. It can take, I've seen nini. I haven't seen love in a couple as much as I've seen it in 40-year-old relationships. Sindio? Kwa sababu hiyo ndo time una notice watu wamekaa pamoja mpaka saa ile mmoja anaanza kuwa mgonjwa. This person cannot even start imagining living without this person. Sindio? What you had at the beginning was sex and infatuation. It confuses you and you can't tell me that the way Lumbaga is right now is dumber than the way he was 10 years ago. Unless Lumbaga akona some sort of brain damage. Sinaona?
Yeah.
What we have, it emerges from the culture. To make a white weddings, we put the state in charge of our marriages. It's not supposed to be that way because it should be either your religion or your culture, not the state.
Not the state.
Because the state will incentivize you to get a divorce because there's money in a divorce. It is an incentive because.
So I've never really understood, like how does the government make money from divorce?
Because you can get a wedding in a day, but you divorce in kuna division of lini. Inaitwaje? First of all, the resources have
like kuna tu pesa there's just a check, like there's just a check that I'm supposed to write to the state because I am divorcing my wife. So like, hey government, here's the check. I'm leaving this woman.
I must be honest, I don't know how it works in Kenya, but Kenya is the 51st state of America. So
yeah, we ape everything from that.
Yeah. We have no creativity whatsoever. So
that's true.
We see what America is
doing and then we copy paste.
Tunafanya nini huko? Tunafanya nini huko? Alafu sisi tufanye. And by the way, it's almost like a crumbling society, but
let me tell you, you see, the way we are doing things, this is how we are following the Americans. This is how our marriages are falling apart. When you are in the marriage, like you have told me, somebody is parking the car outside because he's afraid to go in the house and fix something. The problem with marriages can be maybe a communication problem. Yeah, I think if you are able to communicate, because one time you loved each other. Do you know what I believe? Me, I've been in marriage. And one day when I forgot to do exactly what I used to do to make my marriage to survive, then the marriage ended. Do you know how what I used to do? When she's upset, I used to do something for her.
Used to
Yeah, I used to do something for her because she's upset.
like buy her something.
Can I tell you, like a woman, me, I've been able to wake up every morning
And do.
with a woman by my side. You just have good story, have good evening, you say to each other good night, and then when you wake up in the morning, she's upset. You don't know what is upsetting her. Yeah, she's so annoyed. Everything, she's so annoyed. Let me tell you, women are just
So you need to address that before you leave.
When I go, she's upset. I'll just go. I'll just go to work and work and work. But in the evening, I'll just come with something that will make her to continue with the happiness she used to have to. So when you stop communicating with her, the problem nowadays is we don't want to fix the broken relationship. You can be living in marriage.
But I feel like some marriages do not really even need that repair. You just let it die.
Do you know what?
You see what he's talking about?
Our dads used to do so.
That's your friend.
Our dads.
No, our dads didn't do that.
I'm telling you because I used to see my dad.
Mimi, according to the observation I've made from most people who are like our dad's age going back, the solution used to add another wife. Like, huyu bibi anakusumbua, stress nyingi. What they didn't do was they didn't divorce their women.
Yeah.
Juu ni mtu shamba yake umempea pale, umemjengea watoto wake, kila kitu iko. So, you used to marry another woman, aendelee na nini yake. So, if huyu mwenye umeleta pia kia kusumbua ukifeel like ampelekani vipoa, si pia yako na kwake, watoto wake, shamba, you marry another woman. That used to be the solution then. As long as you can take care of them. As long as you can take care of them. That used to be the solution. But sahi, people are stuck with women they don't love anymore. But hawawezi mdivorce. Juu pia, na pia haezi ongeza bibi mwingine. Because you hauna uwezo ya kukuwa na more than one wife.
And
ukiingia marriage unataka nini ukiingia marriage?
I just want to have kids, a happy home, have a happy home.
Kids.
That's kids, happy home. But sometimes unaweza ingia kwa hiyo marriage na mkose watoi.
Si ndio iko sawa.
Alafu uvumilie tu bila watoi.
Na unaweza fungua biashara na iende hasara. As in life is not fair. Imanishi it's a guarantee. But still the reasons why you opened the business is to make money. Sinaona, even if it failed.
Yes.
The reason why you went
into sustainable
to get kids.
But you cannot stop. You cannot never stop because maybe something good will happen.
So
nasema lakini sasa wewe umetuambia wewe unaingia juu the kids. The first thing you've mentioned, everything else is an and. So like, but the woman, why is she getting into the marriage?
See, to be your helper.
To be a helper.
Yeah.
Sindio? No, what's in it for her?
I don't think that's the reason why she gets into a marriage.
What's in it for her?
What makes her to get into marriage, if I may ask?
Yeah, me personally, I always view it as women mostly date or marry for survival. Like anakuja, unajua there has to be things that you can provide for her. And okay, just to summarize everything down, just to summarize hizo vitu zote, let's just say like unaweza mguarantee the kind or the type of lifestyle that she wants. So weka unaweza mguarantee hiyo lifestyle, maybe kwao lifestyle yao ni ya middle class, and then amemeet mwanaume mwenye anaweza mguarantee slightly above ile lifestyle ameishi. No. So she will want that. So she is coming into partnership with you because you guarantee this type of lifestyle.
That's a very honest relationship. Because she's
but
in
but
it for
the truth is, maybe I've never met such a. I've never met, but men they give women security.
Yes.
This is men. We give women security. We provide for them. For just a man to be a man, you have to be giving.
Yeah.
And I just want to talk about love. Love is not when you are smiling, you are celebrating and everything. Love, it can be exercised or it can be proven the moment you are wrong and I'm still able to bring you in. That is why love comes out. Can I tell you about a relationship of a father and a child?
Okay.
Like me, I have a son. My son is 17 years old. You see?
That's the first son.
Can I tell you? I love him. And I love him so much. Even sometimes I hug him and tell him, you know what?
You hug your son?
Yeah, I hug him.
And you tell him you love him?
I even sometimes I kiss him on a forehead.
We?
Yeah, I tell him, my son, you know, I love you.
Si
I love you so much.
Turudishe time ya kwa baba yetu.
Let me tell you.
Our dads was we never even hugged.
There is sometimes.
Next time put a punch kwa shoulder.
Sometimes he messes up. Yeah.
And then you
messes
beat him
Even
up.
Sometimes, I remember one day I was called in school, and I told him,
Sorry.
I told him, you need to be careful when you're in school. If you go wrong, I'll cane you in front of your girlfriends even, if it will take me to. And he did what I was warning him. He thought I was joking. I caned him in school. And I told him, I'm your father, and I'll cane you, and I'll beat you.
And then you hugged him later and kissed him on the forehead and told him you love him.
3 days later, I have to take him somewhere, treat him, and tell him, you know what, I did not beat you because I hate you. Let me tell you, it is not all about correcting.
Ama you told him what teachers used to tell us back in school. Ati, napiga ujinga yako, si wewe napiga.
And do you know, you cannot understand unless you are grown up. Unajua nyewe, I was going wrong side. So let me tell you.
No, hao walimu walikuwa wanaenjoy tu kutuchapa.
If you can live with your son, you can live with your daughter, you can live with your...
then you can live with their mother.
Let me tell you, they were born in your house, and yet you can disagree sometimes. Can you tell me a woman that was born somewhere else, raised until she is 20 or 25, and she's coming to you, who you were born the other side of environment, and you're coming together. She's coming because she believes...
Of course, there will be a lot of frictions. I get what you're saying.
She's coming and she's saying, I'm an adult, and I have something that I have to put on the table. And there is rules and regulations, I have them on the table. And you say, I'm a man, I have some rules and regulations. When you come together, now you start competing. Let me tell you, it is not love.
See, when she comes, she's supposed to follow my rules.
Can I tell you something? You did not come together because you loved each other.
But according to what you're saying earlier, that's the reason why, that's the reason you are vouching for.
Let me tell you, the moment you came together, you met this woman.
Yes.
She was attractive to you. We have to separate the two. Love and being attractive. Do you understand that? Love is there to be proven. Okay? Yani wewe umenipendeza, si ndio? Lakini ile upendo, you have to be proven.
But see, vile wewe anasema love ni emotion. So sometimes it comes and goes. Like for example, I do love my dad. But it's not like I always stay loving him. Kuna zile time tunaletana juu. Kuna time watu tunaletana juu by the way.
But love
hadi aniambia haya nipige basi.
Ni nini nawaletaga pamoja mkisha have use of frictions? Ni the strong love. The strong love that you have.
So nasema hiyo ndio test ya hiyo love.
Unaona love iko na test. Love hakuna love without test.
Okay, sawa. Now I want to ask you a question. There's earlier on you are saying like bibi anamka ako frustrated ama amejam amenuna, and then there are things that you used to do make sure ume correct hiyo maneno like and then pia kama hamsikizani kuna vile unaenda unafanya vitu kidogo hapa na pale anafurahia. So juzi I was having a conversation with guys in a WhatsApp group. It was about what do you do when your wife denies you sex? Like akona hiyo tabia ya kukudeny sex. Anakuambia amechoka, akona headache, blah blah blah, hizo vitu zote. So me I was of the opinion and I said that you one find out why she's denying you sex, especially if it's happening more than maybe twice. Find out why she's denying you sex. Na kama ni reason ya kijinga, check her. Mwambie bana hatutaendelea hivi, unaona? So but other guys, most of them are of the opinion that akikunyima sex, usimsumbue, go out there and sleep with someone else. And I'm not against going out there and sleeping with someone else, but I felt like don't run away from problem at home first. Like fix that.
Fixing the broken.
Fixi hata ndio wewe tena udinyane nje. Mimi sikatai unaweza dinyana nje, but make sure kwanza umesolve issue. Like mbona bibi yako anakukazia sex.
Well, Lumbaga, basi what's the benefit of these people getting married?
Ngoja kwanza, so I wanted to ask him. I wanted to ask him first what he will do. Him is the married guy here. See, me and you are still. So how do you deal with situations where your wife has denied you sex?
It gets a point that it is not even I can say I have had those cases. I even had a friend of mine, and he explained to me that when the wife went to give birth, she went through CS. But since then, it has been 3 years. I'm struggling to have sex with my wife.
Oh, he's the one who's struggling.
The guy.
The guy.
Told me
Because of the wound.
Whenever I try to ask my wife, she refuses.
Okay.
She's always refusing. She's always tired. She's always... And I try to tell him, maybe you should invite her out and be able to talk to her.
And marinate.
And see where is the problem. Okay? But I think I've read some stories. There are certain type of women, when they get at certain age or certain point, they don't feel like having it.
Okay.
They don't enjoy it so much. But there is some women, you can be married to her, maybe she has somebody else out there, and he's doing so.
So my question was,
yeah,
how will you deal with that? Like, assuming your wife has been denying you sex, let's say maybe for a week now.
I cannot conclude to go out there.
So how will you fix that?
I'll talk to her. Yeah, I'll have to talk to her in any way possible. Yeah, I have to talk to her in any way possible. And I tell her, there is something you can tell. I don't know if they're all women. You can tell, like you tell a woman, when you do this, I don't want, let me tell you, when you tell a woman, I don't want to cheat on you, you see.
You'll tell your wife that?
Yeah, you'll tell her, if you do this to me, you'll force me
to cheat on you.
To cheat on you.
That is being submissive to your wife.
No. You're trying to fix what is broken.
Even the director is laughing.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're submitting to her.
Can I tell you something?
It's like you're pleading. Let
me tell you, it is hard to agree with me. It is hard to agree with me, but any married man will tell you, sometimes we get to a point whereby you'll just, a woman, sometimes you'll talk to a woman like you're talking to a child. Can I tell you that?
Okay.
Women, they love compliment. They love sweet words. They love when you tell them you cannot enjoy without them. They love that fantasies. You see?
So you tell her, like, maybe I only enjoy sex with you. Yeah. So don't tempt me to go out there and have sex with people I don't.
Yeah, start running around like a fool. Like
so you make her feel special.
You ask her, do you want me to be a dog or something? Do you know something my mom told me, and I did not understand then, but I understand better. When I was young, I used to have my younger sister. And then at some point, before we sleep, she starts crying for nothing. She was like 1 year to 2 years over there. And then I used to ask Mom, what is happening now? Why is she crying? She tells me she's in crisis. Some years back, my brother was born. I asked my mom, why is he crying? My mom used to tell me he's in crisis. And my mom told me something. I was having problem in my marriage. Okay? I called her, Mama, hey, I'm having a problem with marriage, and there is a big problem over here. And then she told me something. Sometimes people, they go through crisis. And the problem is they cannot express themselves.
No, I have a question.
Yeah.
If you're going through problems with your wife, like your marriage is suffering, whatever, why would you approach your mom and your dad is alive? Why don't you take such issues with your father? When you are having a problem with a woman, you go and ask a woman. No.
Can I tell you something?
No.
Let me tell you.
Your dad has been dealing with women all his life. He probably knows better.
But let me tell you,
if you cannot,
my dad.
Let me ask you a question. If you want to catch fish, do you go ask another fish?
Other fish how to catch another fish.
No. Can I tell you? People, do you know when you mess up?
It's like,
can I tell you?
It's like what Armstrong asked me the other day.
There is a saying says that a foolish boy will be a burden to the mother, but a brave boy will be joy to his father. When I come to ask...
So how are you brave by going to your mom instead of going to your dad?
Let me tell you why I can go to ask a mom than a dad. You know, a dad will be like, women, you don't know women. Women are crazy. Even sometimes you can hear some men saying, we don't know what they were speaking with the devil in the Bible. They did not tell us everything. But I've come to learn, I'm telling you, experience is the best teacher. I've come to learn when I have a question about a woman, my mom can explain to me better than my dad.
Director.
Because, let me tell you, because my dad, in his whole life, when a woman is wrong,
bro,
na ameleta kichwa skiza.
Bro, women wanakuanga unstable emotionally to the point that they do not sometimes understand what's happening to them. Mm-hmm. And then that's someone you again choose to go and ask about women problems.
Can I tell you something?
My friend.
Men, we can understand ourselves.
And women.
Can I tell you, if you look at statistics, people who are committing suicide, are they men or women?
The statistics inasema it's more men.
More men.
Yes.
Do you know why?
Because
men, they keep quiet with their problem. They try to find a solution by themselves. But women, they do research.
BS.
That's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
No, the reason why I would think that we have more men committing suicide than women. Mm-hmm. Mostly it's because there is a lot of expectations and pressure heaped on men. Unaona? We keep saying that women speak their problems out. Men do not solve problems by speaking.
They keep them inside.
Hata ukikuja, no, even if you spoke, it's there. It's still staring at you because at the end of the day,
that's why therapy doesn't work.
because at the end of the day, men are expected to solve. Yes, so wewe ukikuja kwangu, for example, uko na shida, hujalipa rent miezi 2, sijui bibi yako hosi ameadmitiwa, you need money to solve all these problems, ndio? These problems, they are really driving you insane. How are you going to solve them? By gathering your friends, let's say maybe 5 friends, and then opening up to them, and then they're wanakwambia, bro, itakuwa tupo, they're patting you on the back, don't worry, itakuwa poa.
Do you know what women do?
You will still go home, the 2 rents, the 2 months arrears zinakungoja, hospital bill ya bibi inakungoja, watoto wanataka kukula na waende shule. You will still commit suicide even if you're talking to other people.
Can I tell you something? When you're married to a wife, okay? And let me just say something simple.
Lazima kuwe specific to a wife kwa sababu vitu
karibu na nimuulize mbona why is the wife married to me?
You have married a woman and you live with her. She's your wife, you're a husband. Maybe for me I've learned something. Women, they have connections.
Community. They form a community, yes.
But I say it is connection.
Yes.
You can be like having no food in the house. Even a man, you don't know how the people will eat, but you'll be surprised. You'll see your wife coming in with some unga, some whatever, and she's preparing food. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Yeah.
Up to there, yes.
But a man, before I think I want to go to Frank and nimwambie Frank, sunichote unga kidogo niende nipikie watoto.
We do that, by the way.
The
thing is,
it is hard.
The thing is,
boy
akiendea boy mwingine, usually huyo boy anaendea solution. Haendi kupewa pep talks, sijui nini, story nyingi. Haikwagi ni hiyo.
Can I tell you, kuna vitu zenye hata mimi naweza kuambia me and my wife, there are things zenye nilikuwa naonanga zinawaka magically. Juu ulikuwa unapata huyu mama akubaka kwa machama za food. Mnakaa tu hivi mnacheki bundle ya unga imeingia, unamuuliza nini?
Hizo ni mambo zao za chama.
Unasikiza?
Hata director niliona kwa chama, aliona juzi akipewa bundle, a whole bundle ya unga.
Hizo vitu unajua wanawake ndio wanazifanya zinawaka. Sisemi ati nataka kurudi side ya wanawake, but what I'm trying to say is that what I'm trying to say, to cut story short, I'm trying to say that if you are already married, you have to learn at all cost to be able to fix your marriage. Do not expect your wife to fix that marriage.
Bro, let me tell you something. You see,
as a man,
you see one way how men fix their marriages. Men fix their marriages before it starts having issues. How? By having rules and regulations zenye zina govern hiyo ndoa. It's like having a constitution. Unaona? So already kwa hii constitution unajua if you go and rob somewhere, unaweza enda jela. Unaona? So pia kwa ndoa kuna vitu zenye bibi anajua akienda kando nayo, we will have problems. So before we have that problem, we have this rule in place. So as a man, this structure, so as a man unafaa ukwe that figure of authority na una enforce easy rules. Men, we don't wait for your wife to cheat on you, ndo unaenda running all over the place like a headless chicken, asking people, so nifanye nini bibi yangu. The rules were, you're not supposed to cheat on me. You're not supposed to even flirt with other men. But now that you've done it...
It's not a rule.
But now...
She knows better.
No, but now that she's done it... but now that she's done it, we have no other options but just to let her go. That is fixing the marriage. Let her go.
Let her go.
Yes.
And that is why I'm telling you, you see, the older days, our dads used to say that she has messed up, I marry another one.
Because back in the day, they didn't believe in divorce and kicking a woman out.
The second one, she has messed up, I marry another one.
Yeah.
No, we cannot afford to be doing that.
We can afford to do that.
No.
Actually, naitikia naye kwa sababu niko maana niko na mention
the
vast majority of men can't run a house.
Let me just ask a question. When your woman finds you red-handed, cheating, what do you expect her to do? To let you go?
It's simple.
Or to forgive you and we continue?
It's simple. Nimewahi shikwa. But see ile like in the act, like the messages zilikuwa zinaonyesha yenyewe have been cheating. It is simple. Me, I just said, listen, I do not want to have a back and forth with you. I do not want to start apologizing and telling you that, hey, I'm not going to cheat on you again. I am sorry. Wewe umepata hizi messages. Hizi messages, they are clear, si coded. So wewe kaa chini kwa kona, unaona? Jiulize, do I want to be in a relationship with this guy? Or I would rather just end things and go find happiness elsewhere. Apparently I'm not being a source of happiness.
Kenya nakaa nikidispute.
So
Kenya nakaa nikidispute. Hii mambo ya happiness, hii mambo ya love.
So I was just telling him how I handle your situation. Me, I didn't start begging. I didn't start begging.
How did it end?
Yeah? She ended up being my girlfriend.
Okay. And the other question,
she didn't leave, yeah.
How about you? You find her red-handed cheating.
So the same thing. Vile mimi nilimpatia options ya kuchoose whether to stay or go, is the same way me pia najiuliza hiyo swali. Is it worth it? Ngoja kwanza, is it, but of course 99.9% the answer is I'm going to walk away from a woman that cheats.
Unaona vile BS inakonga package.
No, it's not BS.
Unaona vile BS inakonga package.
So ulikuwa una expect niseme nini?
Imekuwa icing. Ni kauda imewekwa.
No.
Alafu unaweka icing juu.
Unani give options but umeshamaliza.
Ngoja unasema ni keki.
Ni options juu, unajua mimi ni ile nilishapita ile age ya kuthrow tantrums. Why were you talking with another guy? Why are you flirting? No. Mimi sasa niko ile point ya, so you're flirting with other men. Okay, so you're meeting with other men for dates and stuff. Me, I do not want anything to do with you. So yes, you go and have fun with these guys. So they're taking you out on dates, you're flirting with them. Maybe they're telling you nice things that I no longer tell you. So because you really crave those nice things, so you go, uambiwe na, no, and I won't even create a spectacle or drama. Ni hivyo tu itaisha hivyo. That is how I approach marriages. Even me usema, that is how I will approach my marriages.
Do you know why a man sometimes we can, when we are in the marriage, we can begin talking like we are submitting to our wives? Can I tell you why?
Okay, why? No, not men. You say speak
for
for
me,
yourself.
Or
yes.
for me or some men. Like for me, I would do that when you are together with a wife and a husband. Hii body kwagi wife and a husband. Inafika gamali na kuaga na ma-shareholders. Na ma-shareholders ni wakina nani? Ni watoi. Unajua to walk out of a woman, mwenye hamna mtoi ni something which is easy. Na hata umblock na you forget. Lakini to walk out of a woman mwenye akona mtoi, mwenye ni mtoi wako, inakuaga saa zingine ni hectic.
So quick question again, Na hii pia itakuwa kwako. Just assume you were married with 2 kids or 3 or whichever the number. You walk into your wife being fucked by another man. What are you going to do?
Jani nimempata red-handed ama nimejua.
Okay, two options here. You found her red-handed, or there are evidence, you've stumbled upon evidence that shows your wife has been cheating on you.
unajua the moment,
so what are you going to do?
The moment unaona tu the moment nimepata hivi, kuna separation tayari. The moment nimefind hivi, exactly hivi, there must be separation.
But si wewe umekuwa kitu lecture hapa about fixing marriages.
Can I tell you something? I'm saying the moment nimejua, nimeona hivi, there must be separation.
Na hata ukipata text kwa simu, chali fulani, let's say anaitwa Jonte amemwambia ni aje baby girl, mazee jana usiku ilikuwa fire, mazee can we do it again? Yo okay, hujawapata but text inaonyesha Jonte huwa anamkula.
The moment umepata hivi, kuna separation saa hiyo. Kuna separation, but kunaweza kuwa na thoughts baadaye. Kunaweza kuwa na thoughts. Unajua kwa nini thoughts zinakuaga? Unajua once uko married na uko na watoi, kuna vitu zinakuaga zinakuhold. Una understand kitu kama hiyo?
So kwanza unamfukuza, alafu unaanza kufikiria, una imagine we have children, so unamrudisha tena juu uko na watoi.
Unajua kuna kitu moja inafaa kuja ikuwe known. Unaona manzi amecheat on you. Unajua lazima uweze ku calm down, ujue ni nini unaweza fanya. Cause unaona zamani hata wachana hata kumfukuza kwa hao, itakuwa strange sana. Hata saa zingine inaweza kuwa strange sana. Hata wewe mwenyewe, for me, mimi mwenyewe. Tuseme ni hao yangu na sitaki kuona watoi wakiona ni kama tuko na fracas, unacheki kitu kama hiyo, nitaondoka tu, niende ni disappear for some time. Niweze kujirudia, nijue what actions ninaweza take.
Okay.
Una understand kitu kama hiyo? Aya, kuna swali lingine unaweza niuliza, muli break, kuka happen hivi, kuka kuja hivi, kukaenda hivi, lakini mkaka separate. Una understand kitu kama hiyo? Lakini umse unaona huyu dem nimekuwa naye married. Una understand? Kuna bad moments, lakini unajua kuna watu hata nishaisikianga wakisema ngati ukikutana na ex wako kuna vile. Una understand? So unapata huyu mama uko connected to her. And muko connected through kids. Okay, she messed up, but you don't take her like an enemy, but always love romantically the way you used.
So she's there, but she's just there because she's the mother of your kids.
She's just a mother of kids.
There's no more sex between the two of you.
Respect her. Unamwambia niaje? Unajua by the for some people.
But I don't respect a woman that cheated on you. Anyway, wewe unaifanya aje?
Mimi ndaangalia tu ni situation ili blunder from the start, nilichagua malaya nikamleta kwa nyumba yangu. Kwa sababu hiyo siwezi anza kumblame sana. Kani wewe kama kuna kitu cheki.
I actually like that thought. Napenda hiyo thought process yake. Juu pia me of late have been against guys. Unajua me I'm in the manosphere where we mostly talk about vitu zina uplift my boy. But then at some point I noticed that most of these manosphere guys we write long posts and then ni kama inakani kama advice kwa my boys, but ukiangalia vifiti it's just blame after blame after blame for women. They're just blaming women for men. Then nikajuliza, but si hao madem sisi ndio huwa tunawakatia. Sisi ndio huwa tunawaoa.
approach.
So wakati we didn't notice some of these things then like juu uweze sema atulimoa alafu ndiye akachange. That is who she was before you even
hata sometimes unapataga kuna maboys wengi wamemzunguka, lakini wewe unaingia pale unamsnatch out.
If it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck. It's a duck. Sinaniget. So kuna situations una meet them fulani, una meet even onge after 5 minutes unaongea naye, alafu unaweza mwambia tu directly, unachekineza kwa how much ni kupeleka home leo. Unanipata? Stop beating about the bush. Stop beating about the bush.
So like you should stop trying to wife her hoe.
But you don't wife her. Sinaona? Yeye mwenyewe ameamua ile kazi anafanya, wewe unaamua kenye wewe unataka. So wewe mwenyewe cause umesema kitu about I think some of these relationships are failing because this guy is trying to get the approval of the woman. You're not supposed to be getting the approval of the woman. You should be getting the approval of her father and the patriarchs of her family.
Yes.
For the simple reason that you can't bullshit them. Wanipata. Mzee atakuona dakika 2 dakika 3, atakuwa amekusoma mbele nyuma. Atakuwa amekusoma, atakuwa anajua mtu hawezani msichana. Hawezani, atoshi mboga, he doesn't have the wealth, he doesn't have the experience, he doesn't have the backbone. He doesn't have it. Unanipata? So he had to reject from the word go. In fact, kuna mabuda wengine wanaweza kuja kaa tuseme umse kuna daughter mwenye amefika age na ameniheshimu design nyingine and kama ananitakana anasema we've known each other for 20 years nini I like to introduce you to my daughter blah 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 my sister whatever unani get but I'm dealing with him.
Yes.
Naona ndio kwa maana ile nonsense ya love and happiness hiyo ni kando. So ude mnakam kwa hao yako unapata kitombo kwa hao yako. Hiyo ni kama mtoto wako anakuja kwa hao yako amelewa ama anavuta bangi kwa hao yako.
Yes.
Ndio.
Yeah.
If you are my son and you are old enough to drink alcohol in my house, you're old enough to get your own house.
Yeah. I've always my father told me the same. My father told me the same. Na pia mimi kwangu those are the same thing that will apply.
Kwa hao yako na atakwambia pole. Anakwambia pole aji na sasa ile when it slipped out she took it and put it back in.
Alikuwa na suggest positions.
Alikuwa na suggest positions. Wewe uko hapo. Makosa ni yako. Wewe kama mwanaume. Ulienda ukachukua stray dog. Ukaleta kwa hao yako. Si ndio? Alafu kadhani nikaa tu German Shepherd. Iko sawa, ziko the same.
Ati dog ni dog. Anyway guys, si tukiwind up nataka ku get thoughts zenyu about history ya si mona hii divorce ya Kate actress nini. So like the way they used to put their marriage out there, and not even them, most celebrities and even most kawaida guys like us unapata you're in love, every minute you're posting your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend with those nice things nini. What do you think about this idea of publicizing relationships online?
Nianze?
Yeah, you can start as we wind up.
Well, first of all ni blunder. Sindio? Yani it's a very private affair. Kama unaweka relationship zako pale pia tuambie umevaa ngodha kala gani. Wanipata?
Yes.
It's none of our business.
Of our business.
It's none of the people's. Lakini it's a free world. Sindio? It's a free world. And people, I understand people want to share their happy moments with people on the outside, people who haven't seen. And it's only natural to do that. Sindio? Hata mimi nikitoka hapa nje nipatia stack of 100,000 trees lala tu pale. The first thing nipige picha niweke Instagram. Wanipata? It's only an natural emotion to do that. Sindio?
Yes.
But just because it's an emotion, it doesn't mean it should be guiding your actions. Kwa sababu there's this example I usually give myself when I'm about to make a decision. Sindio? Najiuliza kwa ile room ya engineers wenye wanatengeneza rocket ya $3 billion ya Tesla kwenda space. Do they walk into that room to design that rocket saying, well, I feel that? No, they don't say that.
Yeah.
Enda pale kwa blackboard, chapa hesabu, convince us that this thing will fly. Because there's $3 billion of investors' money lying on this thing. Sindio?
Yes.
We should have that seriousness when we're making these decisions. Unapata unaeka watoi before azaliwe, washaekwa kwa internet. Sindio? So
no, wamezaliwa manze on the first day bana.
Wamewekwa. So it's fake. And it's going to make it's going to, because people are going to be rooting for your downfall more than for your successes. If you want to see a successful relationship in somebody in the public life, angalia msanii Daniel Churchill Ndambuki.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how his wife looks like. Even those comedians wako Churchill life, they don't know. They don't know. Sindio? Anajua ini job na uni bibi yangu. Sindio? If you're a plumber and you come here to fix the plumbing. Sindio? Unakama una fix the plumbing alafu unaenda na kulipa. Sindio? Sasa wewe ni a plumber, umekuja ku fix plumbing alafu unaniambia by the way, this is my wife and these are our 6 children. I don't care. I don't care.
Just fix the damn whatever
and work and receive
and go.
Something for your family.
Kuna perception ya watu lazima uweke hizo vitu huko nje, and that's very private affairs. When it comes to there was a second part to your question. I think hiyo mambo ya cheki sai kama vile Phil na nani na Kate wame split. Sindio?
Yeah.
Anybody who says this was bound to happen is going to be called a hater, but it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen from the start, and not only for them, it's bound to happen for all the rest of us who are getting into relationships where there are two men. So anipata, because Phil wasn't alone. Phil wasn't alone. The baby daddy is there, and the baby daddy has fast access to that woman. Whether you like it or not, because they have something that you don't. Wanipata, they have that child. Which I like.
See, I thought she came with the baby from Uganda, so probably the baby daddy is in a faraway country.
Either way,
Either way.
Whether way WhatsApp anaweza patana.
Even Obama was from US to Kenya here.
Anyway, so you, what is your thoughts about what to publicize private life yao kwa
internet? By the way, Phil ni mnoma kwa sababu anatengeneza ngama movies na hiyo ni industry ngumu. Nampatie heshima hapo, lakini ikifika kwa mambo mengine hapo ameanguka.
Hapo aliangusha wanaume.
Lakini kwa movies, ule msee ni mbaya.
Ni mkali,
Me, I can say, my grandfather used to tell me, the bedroom matters, make sure you discuss them in the bedroom. The sitting room matters, make sure you discuss them in the sitting room. Do not let your sitting room matters to be talked in the bedroom with your wife.
But Cosmos, I think Kitambo, you used to post your wife, your first wife, on the internet and then say, "May God bless. This is my beautiful wife. God bless."
My Facebook is there.
Yeah.
It's there even today.
Yeah.
You can go back and check from the beginning because Facebook does not lie.
Yes.
Honestly, even me, I don't post my kid's birthday online. I don't.
You just spoil them offline.
Even my son. You don't have to leave people. People what they are living. It is a strange life that people are living. When you do something good for your family, it is good for their family, for your family, not for us. You don't have to be posting. Even you told me when you were young, your dad used to take you out something in visit places.
Mostly Sundays,
not everything that you'll be posting on Facebook.
It's true.
Yeah, it is wrong to be sharing your life. I've been following this musician rapper. I used to love him so much back in the day. Ja Rule,
yes.
Even nobody used to know he was married.
He still is.
Hata mimi sijaijoka anakuwa na.
Can I tell you, people even people thought that Ashanti
was the wife.
Was Ja Rule's fiance, not wife, fiance. Even those days, Ja Rule was married. Yeah.
I've never. Kwani bibi yake uko nani?
Watu wajui.
So hii ndo question ya mwisho. Jo director ako on my neck, anataka tumalize show. Anataka kwenda kuona derby.
Anataka kuona game kubwa.
Anataka kwenda kuona game kubwa. What is your thought about people that put their private lives online and then when busybodies comment on it, they start saying, sijui privacy yetu,
grow up.
They are not matured.
Grow up. Privacy really, it's on the internet, it's circulating. If somebody starts bitching about this podcast opportunity, tuanze kumwambia that you cannot comment on this.
Nimeiweka kwa public platform.
Can I surprise you? Alafu kuna kitu ingine bado ujue. If you have a woman and she's good, make her private. Yeah?
Nifiche bibi.
Do you know things that makes us to be attracted to women and to start talking this? They are not in public. You cannot take your photo of it and put it on the internet. Is it true? Let me tell you, you can have a beautiful fiance. But if you start advertising her, people will start looking for her. Men will start looking for her. They say, hey, Frank is having a very good taste. Let me even taste it. Can I taste it? And then tomorrow you'll start crying. And then even I can advise people, don't marry these famous women. They are not good. Women that they love show-offs.
Unataka watu waende achukue vienyeji. Achukue vienyeji yote.
Unapata tu dem. Unaona wacha nikwambie kitu moja. Even if
ndani kule ndani.
You see if you want to marry.
Na sipio uenda mleta tu town bado na story.
Hapana.
Ama abaki huko.
Lazima abaki kwa environment.
Usimtoe Samburu mlete Nairobi.
Don't fall for this NGO nonsense telling you our people are poor. How is somebody with 300 camels poor? 300 camels. Poor. How much is one camel? Sinaona?
Sijui but then how much?
If you had 300 Mercedes Benzes, are you poor?
No.
Even if you don't have a single shilling
in your pocket, but you have 300 Mercedes.
You're
not poor.
We have this perception about people who wametoka ocha as if there's something wrong with them. Ama kuna wako second class.
So ngoja kwanza. So you would rather marry a Samburu woman or a Masai from Narok, but you don't expose them to the urban, to the city life. Abaki tu pale.
Bona ni mwaribu when you have a wife.
Natural.
when you have a wife,
Natural.
when you have a wife and you are and everybody is in the army, it's during conquest days. Sindio, are you tagging along with your wife to go to the front lines of the battle?
No.
So she stays at home.
Yes.
Sinona.
She's more protected there.
She's protected, and by the way, her reproductive sacrifice she's made to the relationship is always going to be much larger than you, because for her to give up one child, it's a year gone. It's a year gone. Sinona, and then 3 more years before that child can be able to reason with the father.
Okay.
Wanipata? So usinini kila mtu make sacrifices zake. This modern lifestyle has its benefits, but it's also a double-edged sword, sindio. It's given us so much. It has given us Uber and all these conveniences, but it has left us with a bit of emptiness here and here. Tumekuwa kind of wajinga in certain aspects, thinking that if we can innovate in technology in our phones, we can innovate in something that has taken 3.5 billion years to develop. Where in your lifetime, uko na 80 years, compare 80 years to 3.5 billion years. It's not going to work.
So guys,
you go and get a woman that she's being talked with. She talks to more than 100 men on Facebook. They're calling her, you are hot. She's keeping exchanging her phone. Before you marry her, you have to tell her, can I have your phone for at least a day? And you have my phone for a day. If she cannot trust you with your phone, why are you getting into that thing that will fail tomorrow? Because let me tell you, it is easy for a woman to forgive a man that it is cheating on her. And it is so impossible for a man to forgive a woman that is cheating on her. So don't play wrong cards. Be careful with what you do.
So guys, there you have it. 2 very important advice. When you're getting into marriage, before you marry her, ask her for her phone, exchange phones, stay with her phone for 24 hours, and then figure out if that's the kind of a woman you want to marry. And according to Ashira, go back to the villages, go pick your beautiful kienyeji. By kienyeji here we mean a woman who is not really that exposed, but she could. Most people on the internet think kienyeji is an ugly woman, but kienyeji mainly ni dem tu. Ana aja hizo makujipodoa nyingi. She's not really that exposed.
Ambia dem hot atoe weave na pangle makeup. Tuone venye ataka.
Kama tuona like.
Tuone. Mwambie atoe. Dem wa Nairobi ametoa weave na makeup nikacha ali amesota. Wote wamebeach. Marketers. See, tuko to the same. Amesota dem ametoa weave.
Tuko the same. So ukienda Ocha, nini kutaka bibi mzuri, unaoa kienyeji from the villages, and you don't bring her to the city. Una maintain pale. Those are the wise words of Washira.
The stand-up philosopher.
Yes, the stand-up philosopher and Mr. Cosmos. Mr. Cosmos, by the way, waambie unakuanga designer.
I mean designer, mimi uza makladi. Kama unataka shati, jacket mzuri sana. Unaweza piga hiyo simu iko hapo hivyo, director atakwambia. Na nilikuwa nataka kuweka Frank pia kwe nini shareholder.
So alright guys, I hope you like the episode, and until then, catch you in the next episode next week.